Hi, this is Dodger and you're watching my show. Gonna see Star Trek Midnight showing tonight and I'm so excited. Don't ask why I'm wearing a Batman-esque shirt instead of a Star Trek-esque shirt. I don't think I have one, so that's my bad. And then I was like, well, maybe I can buy blue, red, and gold nail polish, and then like one of those ones is like the galaxy, and then have my nails be like all of the different sections of a starship. But then I was just on a shoot all day instead, so I didn't have time to do any of these things. So first piece of news, any of you who know who Patrice Desilets is, he was the artistic director on Assassin's Creed 1 and Assassin's Creed 2, but he left to work at THQ and work on a game called 1666. Now Ubisoft acquired THQ and then almost immediately fired Desilets, which a lot of people thought was kind of a, we're getting you back. They thought that the reasonings behind it were unjust. And of course Ubisoft kept saying, no, it has nothing to do with that. It's just, we're getting rid of people and we're going in a new direction and etc, etc. It turns out that after firing Desilets, one of the only IPs that was still left at THQ after they acquired it was 1666, and guess what they did? They suspended the project. I mean, yes, to be fair, I don't know anybody who was like chomping at the bit for this game. It wasn't a huge priority, but at the same time, to be trying to defend yourself on why you fired a man and then completely bench his personal project, it just seems a little dickish. Guess what, guys? You're all working on Black Flag. Yeah! Any of you who have been playing Monaco and really enjoyed it, it was slipped in an AMA on Reddit that there were some other modes that were originally going to be in the game, but they couldn't quite get the balance right. Andy Schatz mentioned 2 competitive modes, not 4, but 2. Why do I always do that? One was called Thief versus Thief, and one was called Cops versus Robbers. And apparently Cops versus Robbers, he still has some faith that maybe they can get it to work. But up until now, they're not making any promises, they're not assuring anybody that these competitive modes are going to be in there, but they're things that they worked on for a really long time and almost had nailed down, just felt that they couldn't release with the game because it just wasn't working correctly. Apparently for Cops versus Robbers specifically, the issue was that at the beginning it was too easy, and then suddenly it got really hard and they couldn't figure out how to make it gradual. So, these are the sorts of things that we as gamers and purchasers of games, we complain about things like that. It was probably smart to leave it out. As I found a bit of news, there's going to be a new Scriblenauts game called Scribblenauts Unmasked. See how suddenly it makes sense that I am wearing a Batman-esque shirt, because there's going to be a DC-themed Scribblenauts game in which they have amassed so many different people that you can possibly pull into your game. There are over 2,000 different DC characters in total that you can possibly pull from. There are 33 different Batmans. There are 130 different Green Lanterns that you can choose from. Like, this is legit. Can you imagine being one of those dudes where your boss just comes to you one day and says, I need you to get me a list and picture of every DC character possible? Okay. Don't believe we have a release date yet, but we know it's going to be on 3DS, Wii U, and PC. So no Vita or anything like that. In both of the articles that I read, there were people complaining about it not being on Vita, but you can't get a game on every platform. Or can you? Anywho, that is my show. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a positive or a negative response, feel free to leave it in my comment section. And if you want to have coffee with me, you can click wherever I put the annotation and it will take you to my other channel. But otherwise, I hope that you guys had an amazing Wednesday, and I will talk to you again on Friday. Okay, bye-bye! Mwah. Okay.